So from like we'll go through in like not slide by slide after, but like by through these points pretty fast, and like we will go to the document, like to see the document how to install the setup R2T2 setup Mars mission. So about what you like, you should think like for the future. I understand that this time you would like to organize a remote connection. So in case of future, if you would like to organize it differently, of course you can do another type of mission, another type of connection. Maybe it will not be a remote control. So all points I have given to you earlier about like pedagogical goals and how to achieve them, even if you do not do a remote connection for children. So in this part, you will see just some points and some questions that I suggest to ask yourself and like to answer yourself in order to create this like new type of missions and connection. So next, preparation of legal basis. Of course, it consists like more about like what tools you will use, what kind of communication you will use between children. Is it allowed to use a video streaming between children, or if it did not allow, or do not allowed by local rules and the local legal points, legal sides of participants. And of course, like if you use even online chats, in this case you should think about like to ask for example teachers that tell to teachers actually we do not you do not take responsibility on the behavior of participants. What you can do, maybe it's like moderate chats, etc., to remove some messages if there are some like strange messages or information, or restrict an access to these chats, etc. So you have to think about it. But if you have a behavior not right behavior from side of children, from side of participants, maybe it's better to put some rules that teachers have to accept before participating in this mission. And actually teachers will have a responsibility on the behavior of children in the classroom, in chats, etc. So just maybe take a moment with an jurist about like to put these questions in order for you to protect yourself, and also to put like more more responsibility, to share more responsibilities between you and also team leaders during the mission. There are like some other points that you should maybe respect and think about. You will find these points in other slides after that. I will send them to you. And after also mission planning and management, it's just about like what roles you need to have and what you have to do for during the preparation months or weeks, when you start your communication. For example, if it is like if you would like to run it in big scale, in huge scale for schools, so maybe it's better to start the communication and marketing communication earlier, etc., like maybe 6 months before that, like schools put like financing plan on like before organize the financing plan for next year or not. So it depends really on your participants, what you would like to see, if it's like state schools or if it's private organization, etc. It depends on all these questions that you should take into account in order to have like more people subscribed and also to be sure that you can ensure this mission with enough people, enough subscribers. If you do not have maybe half of the teams, in this case, I don't know if it's really cool to run the mission, but how to have like more teams put together, how to put them together. At the same time, it will be more difficult when you work with, of course, like with different schools and different educational agenda or academic agendas. So after looking for participants, so in this slide, just there are some like information about age group. Age group actually I didn't put, but it's like we suggest to have teams from like 10 years old till 14. But if you think to organize it differently, you can do it also, or like with different age group. But this age group is the most like more popular. For them, it's really the most interesting event. And after, what we suggest is like to have maybe 3 to 5 children per team. Not more, not less. Why? Because if you have 2 children, in this case, they will have a lot of really work to do during these like 3 hours of the mission. They have to communicate, they have to think about the strategies, they have to program robots, etc. They have to test programs. So it's really a lot for 2 children at the same time. And if they do mistake, it seems that they will take it like more emotionally because they will try, and only 2 of them will try to resolve the problem, but they didn't have a success. So because of it, it's better to have maybe 3 people, 3 children at the same time in a team, because you will have like another like third children that time to time these third children will program Timio, these third children will communicate in the chat. Maybe it will be possible for these children also to take a break, and they can really, like 3 children in the same team, they can change roles during the mission more easily than if you have 2 children. So we just brain charging for teams, brain charging for teams. It's also important to think how to organize and how many children you will put in this team. And after, why we do not suggest to have more than 5 people, 5 children in the team. It's just starting from 4. It's already not easy to keep attention of one of the children, and one of the children will have maybe like more like one of the children will do nothing during one period of time. So maybe it's better to have less people, etc. However, I know that some classes and some teachers were able to organize one team for one class. But in the classroom, this teacher actually, this class was split in the classroom by teams, and all teams will program in the robot, and they will choose like the best program to send it to the remote robot. So it was like some sort of competition in the classroom that a teacher organized, but they had only one robot for remote control. So it's also one of the options that teachers can use, and it's also creativity that teachers can put in organization of these missions in the classroom. Of course, it's very important to brief teachers, like teachers or team leaders, before the mission, because they will have a lot of pressure for this like remote connection, if this remote connection will work for the mission day, etc. So it's very important to ensure these team leaders that they will have always contact with you, with organizers. They will have always a support with you. If teachers have some like problems, technical problems, or some other problems in the classroom, they can just call you directly, or like you will have maybe another source like to have this direct connection. But it's very important to ensure teachers that we are there for you, and we will help you online remotely, but you will have a support if you need this support. And even if you lose a connection during the evening, do not worry. First of all, call us, and we will see how to resolve this problem. And about problems of connection, I will speak after. And because of this like pressure about the connection, I think it is like from both sides. This pressure comes always. In this slide, you will see also some tests to do in order to ensure this connectivity between school and the remote setup. I will speak about it like more during our like next part. But what is important to understand, it's like if you do this test connection before the mission, you can already check if the school has some problems, like some blocks put by firewall or antivirus, or it is like network limits that they have, and these limits do not allow actually to have this remote connection. So take it into account, do the test connection before the mission, maybe 1 month before, in order to have 1 month to find a solution actually. And what we have done, it's only we have asked every time if we have this problem of connectivity between school and remote setup during the test. In this case, teachers have to contact their IT responsible in like IT officer at schools, and ask them to remove some limits of the network that they have in order to be able to connect to the robots. And actually, like it worked always for us. So we were able to find solutions every time. Maybe one time we had like several years ago, maybe in 2017, only we had a problem with one class. I think that the teacher did not test really networks that they had used during the mission, and we had this problem that they were not able to connect to the robot. And in this case, what I have proposed to them, I created a online meeting with them, direct online meeting, and I was asking children, but how would you like to program your robot? What program I have to send to the robot on Mars? So, and like this, we were able to keep interest of children, and in like resolve this problem that we were not able to do this connection with them during the mission day, but it was possible during the test day. But also like think what tools you can put on your site in order to allow, however, to children, if you have this kind of unresolved problem during the mission, but how you can keep them motivated and not frustrated from the mission. So it was one of the solutions, like to have this online meeting. It was by Skype, but it was nice for them. They were happy in the end, however. And also for the mission day, of course, it's very important to not only be able to have a direct contact with teachers in order of problems from your side or their side. But it's also very important to have like people in the chat that can moderate, for example, chats of children, or who can motivate them in the chats, who can help them pedagogically choose the right moment and best moment to help them, not to help very early and not to help them very late. Yes, just to keep this interest and motivation during the mission stable. So these points, it's very important to and roles to distribute within your team of organizers actually. And of course, after all missions, it's very important, however, like to have debriefings every time, not only between you, not only between like in your team of organizers, but also to have feedbacks from teachers, what they liked or not. Will you do via surveys online, via calls? It's like up to you to decide. And it's also very interesting, however, to ask or give some service, anonymous service to children also, what they have achieved, what skills they have actually improved during the mission. So it will keep motivated you to improve your work also and your setup and your organization. I can tell that one part that was not actually developed enough from our side, it's like this motivation side during the mission day. So how to motivate children, how to like make it like even more interesting that this mission is. This side was not very developed in the mission, but I think storytelling and pedagogical tools that we were using is pretty strong part for the mission. So now, as I told, I will spend like more time in with the document about the preparation of the setup. So this document was shared with Marcus before, and really, Marcus, I did not even if it has some changes. You have a direct access. It is a document, online document on Google Drive, so you will have these changes directly. Normally, you have already a link, but
For this document, you said that you share this to Marcus already, and it is possible that you can share this for me.
Yeah, Achan Orapadi, I've actually shared a folder previously with Achan A and Dr. Supachai. Uh,
Okay.
but after our call, I will resend again to everybody. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think there are like some limits, so restriction about emails, but I have to put your emails after if you send a request to access to this document. I will put you in the list of people that can see this document. So this document was created, I don't remember when I have shared for the first time with Marcus 2-3 years ago, but I did not change it before. Marcus, normally I have you in the list of people. Yeah, I have,
Okay.
you see, yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, so you can see. But again, if you do not have an access with another emails, just send me a request and I will put you on the list. So this material, I will not really talk about like each part, what you need, like room, what size of room you need, etc. So you can find this information here. After, also we are talking about internet connection, so maybe it's like here I will spend more time right now. So for the internet, actually we were working with a PFL network always. And also sometimes when it was a COVID period, so in this period of time, I has installed actually this like Corona mission. It was a really small setup of 2 meters, 2 meters, I think. I have installed it at home actually, and I was proposing the connectivity with my home network, and it was working also stable, and it was okay. So what you need to do is just be sure that during the mission day, your IP address will not be changed. It's like first point. It's better to have a fixed IP address for the mission days. Second, for example, applications that we were using every time, it was Aziba 161. I have not tested still Timio suite. Maybe you can do these tests and see if it's possible to use and like this application that you want or not. But what I suggest is, and what was tested and what worked always, it's Aziba 161. And because of it, like you will find in these instructions, you will find how to do this connection with Aziba 161. I know that these type of instructions were used also by students that were running mission without me, and they were able to follow them and to connect robots, etc. So this information is pretty clear and described very well here. But where you have to be take attention, it's about your network. That network allows external connections, that your network will not change IP address during the mission day. And after ports of connection, we have used always this range of ports, but you can do another, maybe your IT officers would like to use another ports. It's possible to do. You can change it as you want. It's like first part about internet from your side. After you have like some description about computers and web cameras. There we put some materials that we were using, but actually what is important for you, it's like to choose computers where you can run Aziba 161 and where you can connect till we were able to connect at the same time with one computer till 6 robots per computer. So it means that, for example, in our situation with R2T2 Mars mission, we had 4 computers with 4 robots each of them, and we had actually 16 teams at the same time connected to our network. However, what we have done is like we had 4 computers and we had 4 different IP addresses for these computers. So for computers, I can't suggest you something. It has just to be able to run software for robots, run streaming video from the computer, and open at the same time a visual video, like to connect to the YouTube and like to chat with Teams. So I can tell that you need more than that, but test well if your computer is able to run it. Of course, you need to do tests before by yourself from your side if all these points work. Here you have two softwares to install. For the mission, it's like OBS project actually that I use right now to to register our video. So it's like open software that you can download after, I don't know about like question of license. I don't know if, for example, you run paid mission or free mission, how do you need to pay also OBS service or not? I don't know really. Just check this moment, but by the moment we did not charge for our needs. We will not charge. Sorry. And here you have like two links to the OBS project, and also you have link to the GitHub of Mopsia, where you can download actually this Azive 161 tool. Here I have this tool installed. I will try to run. I didn't do it since I don't know how many months. But this tool, when you run it, actually participants will have to go through like instructions that also normally will we have shared. I think Marcus, I think you have all these instructions from missions that we have organized with you before in
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
2022. So these instructions will not change a lot neither. So you can still use them how to connect. But actually, like participants will choose in this information icon TCP connection, and they will have to change this IP address to the IP address that you will share with them. It will be the IP address of the computer that you use for sharing a robot connection with other people, and port number. So as we have 4 teams per computer, yes, 4 robots per computer. So in this case, one team will run a connection with port number that will have in the end 0, for example. Yes, in our case, it's like 3330. Maybe you will have another port number. It's up to you to decide. And so next team, we gave 3331, and after 2 and 3. So like this, we had just the same IP address for 4 robots, and these robots had different just port numbers. It's like on one computer, another computer had the same port numbers, but another IP address, etc. Like this, I think it was done. It was done in order to avoid problems with the connectivity between robots in like network of the robots. So because of it, I can't tell you if you have, for example, an IP address for all computers. I don't know how many robots you will be able to connect with. Azeba, I think we were able, like on one computer, we were able to connect maybe 5-6 robots maximum when I have done these tests several years ago. But I don't know if, for example, Team Sheet, it is differently or not. But 5 robots, it was stable. I think with 6 robots, it was not already stable on the same computer. So just check, also do these tests before run the mission and before like buy new computers or like choose your computers that you have. With these instructions also we have shared normally a folder with all additional material. For example, in visual files, you will have set up map for the Mars mission. After you will have also this like picture of marketing pictures that I think you can use. Just be careful and like put the credits that it was done by Ramiz Morina EPFL. So keep these credits on the picture, please, when you share this picture. And after you have all like material for pictures for the OBS studio, I will speak about it later. And also you will have material with like all hardware stuff that you have to produce and install actually. So you will find all in this annex material. So here we speak about like that if you have even like 16 robots running at the same time, it's better to have like some robots, rescue robots, let's say, that you can put in case if one of the robot does not work, because sometimes it's maybe wheel does not work, or maybe it's like just the battery is not full enough, etc. So just keep on site some additional robots that you could use for this like problem situation. And here we describe how actually do a configuration for all of them. And now with StimuSeed you can do it like easier. You can like with StimuSeed it's easier to do, but what we propose here it's instructions for Azeba 161 package. Yeah, and then instruction for the mission day. There are like some steps, and here you can see a setup that actually you have to install, and how to install, how to assemble it, etc. You will find all these instructions here. But what I would like to share with you, it's like in my presentation normally I have a slide with some pictures about like evaluation of our setup. It is not big enough. I just do the following. I'm trying just to put the bigger pictures. Oi. Sorry. Oi. Sorry for this break. My presentation or not, and the last one, and I will back to you with pictures of the like last the setup that you see here and the setup that we have modified during these years. And for this like why we did not describe these parts. Yeah, we did not describe new parts of the setup in the documents because it was handmade by myself, and just maybe you will have another solution, or maybe you will not need all stuff that I have added in last version of the setup. So the instructions that you have and that you will have, it's instructions to install this type of setup. It's like pretty simple as you see, but this setup will allow children already like to program Timio for following the line, for example, push this obstacle. Normally these white obstacles, they they close normally this black line. So first step, Timios start point is there. For example, for this sector with 4 teams, and teams start here, and they have to first push this white obstacle in order to open this black line. In the picture, you see that black line is already opened, but actually it was pushed by this, probably by this blue robot. So once it is open, robots can follow black line in order to enter to this zone. So for the first time, for example, we like children were really following our rules. We have asked them to follow the black line, and they were programming the robot to follow the black line. But after we have noticed that not for all of them it works. So because of it, like sometimes instead of follow these black lines, they were just pushing the robot, like moving the robots like this, or just enter inside without following the black line. So it was like pretty chaotic, and because of it, we have changed. Like next part, I will show what we have added. After in this phase, children have to put their robots on white dots. We have described it as um, if you do not put your robots on these white dots, you will not able to see, to open this part of the generator, Mars generator. And after, when all robots are on these white dots, they can move and do next steps. They had to put robots inside of this parking zone. And inside of this parking zone, there are like walls with holes in the middle. And actually, robot has to be placed in front of this hole of the wall in order to detect if inside and under this roof there is something. And inside of this roof, we had like some structure turning around, spinning like this, with walls. And when these walls were going in front of the hole, in this case, robots has to detect if it detects something in front of it or not. And they had to like detect it with a front sensor of the robot. I will show you a video how it works after what we have. Are you there? Sorry. And next, so what we have noticed also when they put, sometimes when they enter to this gray zone, they will go directly to this parking zone, because actually, but why we have to put our robots on the white dots? So because of it, they will just go in directly to this parking zone, and they did not follow rules. So in order to follow these rules, oblige them to follow however this step, I have added a sort of like just boxes to keep this zone closed for robots. And I opened like manually. I opened this structure by myself when once all robots on white dots, for example. And another like last version of the setup, I was like handmade a little bit, like to in order to make it more Mars station view. And I put, for example, here stones. Why I put it? Because it obliged again, like I had like more teams that were programming Timio to follow this black line, and because this stone was there. If not, they just put their robots like this going through the white, and they do not program in this black line. So this setup was modified in order to achieve our pedagogical programming goals for the mission. And maybe what is important to about what I would like to speak also a little bit, it's like this side of like how actually you will program your robots. We do not ask children to program at once all steps. We ask them to choose like small steps and very easy programs in order to move with this gray zone. For example, instead of like program like following the black line and after to find like white dots, etc. In one program is just very difficult and it's impossible to do right with this like streaming video delay. So in this case, I have, for example, do like steps more easy and like to go first, go to the go straight, and when you detect in with your left left sensor black line, you will stop. Once the robot done it, in this case, okay, next step, follow the black line, and children program the black line. The robot can move till here. Okay, next step, I don't know, do the like go and search a white dot. How they will do it, it's also up to the children to decide. Maybe they are able to program this like gray level for Timio, and they can walk in Timio chaotically in the zone. And once it will found a black white dot, in this case they will stop. Maybe they will do just small steps that, for example, they are moving a little bit forward after they turn to the right, and like this they will find the black white dot. So it's up to them to think how actually to do it. For the distance between how they will understand the distance between some parts of the setup. It's also they will work more like scale knowledge. They have this Timio size on the picture. For example, if they need to but what distance I have between this red robot in sector D and till the wall of this parking zone. So maybe they can tell, okay, it is maybe the distance is 3-4 Timios. So, and they test the program with their local robot. They test the program that Timio will move forward for the distance of 3-4 Timios. So it's like also creativity of children how to resolve this problem and this task. So, and maybe somewhere I have a video that I can share with you.
Sorry to interrupt, Genia. I'm Desmond here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I may have students asking me, why is there a need to follow the black line? Why is there a need to go to the red, to the white dots? Why can't they just proceed on to the parking zone? So I was wondering if there is any context or any reason or any story that we can tell the students to explain why they have to follow the black lines, why they have to go to the white dots.
Yeah, for the black lines, actually, we have decided that it's like you can do it, but actually, children sometimes they didn't do it, and it was okay because our setup is not really does not oblige them to follow the black line. It's like but for white dots, it is with this. I will open a video and I will every step of the mission normally is described in the instructions for children, and we were able to tell that, for example, if you are not on the sorry, I have a problem with the video to share it with you. Top view here. So it is like here you can see that all robots actually are on white dots, but I have closed this zone, and I told that it's like white dots. It is sort of access to the parking zone. Once all 4 robots of the sector are on white dots, it will allow like the connection with the parking zone, and the parking zone will be open.
Okay.
So
So,
yeah,
yeah.
and so it's like really like storytelling that you could put for that.
Yeah,
But for
yeah.
black line, yeah, for black line actually we were not able to imagine something.
Yeah.
So and because of it, in the end it was like just enter, and some teams were entering by this part, some teams were however were following this black line because of this stone actually, just because it would be more difficult to guide differently the robot.
Okay.
So it's you can really like think about like what story you will create.
Okay.
And after and afterward, in the end, actually you will see that like we have all robots, almost all robots here, and maybe I will show you how actually we open.
Junior, sorry for the interruption. I think this call is going to finish in 5 minutes. I have
Yes,
created another link. So I guess the
it
next
is in
session
the chat.
we should be able to wrap up. So maybe we can all go for a short 5 minutes break and come back on the new link, and then you can
Ye-
continue. Is that okay?
uh, yes, and new link is in
Yeah, in
yeah.
the chat now. Yeah.
uh, see.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to
And
save the video now.
mhm.